Listen, I need you to be real with me for a second. How many times have you spent hours studying, highlighting every sentence, feeling super productive, only to wake up the next morning with your mind completely blank? It's frustrating, right? You feel like maybe you're just not smart enough or your memory is broken. But let me tell you something, your brain isn't broken. You've just been using the wrong manual. Today, we are going to fix that. We're going to look at the exact methods used by Japanese students to memorize thousands of complex characters and ace some of the hardest exams in the world without burning out. This isn't about working harder, it's about building a system. By the end of this video, you won't just be a student anymore, you're going to be a memory master. Let's dive in. Technique 1. Active recall. Stop pushing, start pulling. Okay. Let's kick this off with the absolute heavy hitter, active recall. If you're trying to figure out how to remember everything you read, this is the secret sauce. Most of us study by pushing info in. We read, we reread, we highlight until the page glows in the dark. But that's passive. It's too easy. Japanese students do the opposite. They pull info out. Imagine you just read a page of history or a list of vocabulary. Instead of turning the page, close the book. Ask yourself, okay, what did I just read? Struggling to remember the answer is actually where the magic happens. That struggle, that's your brain building muscle. Think of your brain like a gym. Reading is like watching someone else lift weights. Active recall is you actually lifting the weights. So, starting today, stop rereading. Close the book, quiz yourself, and force your brain to retrieve the answer. It feels harder, yeah. But that's because it's actually working. Technique 2. The Kumon method. Mastery over speed. Next up, we have the Kumon method. You might have heard of this for math, but it's actually a mindset for everything. The core idea here is simple: stop rushing. We live in a world where everyone wants instant results, but real memory doesn't work like that. The Kumon philosophy is about perfect repetition of small steps. You don't try to memorize 50 words in an hour. You take 5 words, and you master them. You write them, speak them, use them in a sentence, and you don't move on until you can do it in your sleep. It's like leveling up in a video game. You don't go fight the final boss when you're level 1. You grind on the small stuff until you're overpowered. So, slow down. Master the basics deeply. If you can't explain it simply without looking at your notes, you don't know it yet. Be patient with yourself. Technique 3. Spaced repetition. Timing is everything. Alright, let's talk about why cramming is the absolute worst. You cram for a test, you pass, and 3 days later, you forget everything. Why? Because your brain is wired to dump info it doesn't think is important. Enter spaced repetition. This is how you hack the forgetting curve. Instead of studying the same thing 5 times in one day, you spread it out. You study it today, then you review it 2 days from now, then again in a week, then in a month. By reviewing it just when you're about to forget it, you're telling your brain, hey, this is important. Keep this. It's way less effort in the long run. Use a calendar or a spaced repetition app, but stop trying to do it all in one night. Give your brain some space to breathe and absorb. Technique 4. Kaizen. The 1% rule. This concept is huge in Japanese culture, not just in schools but in businesses like Toyota. It's called Kaizen, and it means continuous improvement. Here's the trap we all fall into. We wait for motivation. We want to do a huge 6-hour study session, and then we burn out and do nothing for a week. Kaizen is the opposite. It doesn't care about your big heroic moments, it cares about what you do every single day. Can you get 1% better today? Can you learn just 3 new phrases? If you improve 1% every day, by the end of the year, you are mathematically 37 times better. It's about consistency, not intensity. Don't break the chain, even on your worst days. Just do 5 minutes. That's the Kaizen spirit. Technique 5. Interleaved practice. Mix it up. Most of us do what's called blocked practice. We do math for 2 hours, then English for 2 hours. It feels organized, but it can actually trick you into thinking you know the material better than you do. Top-tier learners use interleaved practice. This means mixing your subjects up. Do 20 minutes of vocab, then switch to a grammar exercise. then maybe watch a quick educational video, then go back to vocab. Why does this work? Because life doesn't come at you in neat little categories. By switching gears, your brain has to constantly reload the information, which strengthens the connections. It keeps you alert and prevents that zombie mode boredom. It feels a bit more chaotic, sure, but it builds a flexible, athletic brain that can handle anything. Technique 6. Mnemonics Emotion. A feel it to keep it. Let's be real, facts are boring, and your brain hates boring. If I asked you what you ate for lunch 3 Tuesdays ago, you have no clue. But if I asked you about the most embarrassing moment of your life, you remember every detail, right? That's because emotion locks in memory. Japanese students are great at using mnemonics mixed with emotion. Don't just memorize a word like photosynthesis, create a weird, funny, or even sad story around it. Imagine a plant cooking breakfast in a frying pan using sunlight. The weirder, the better. If it makes you laugh or cringe, you will remember it. Stop trying to be a robot. Use your imagination. Turn your study notes into a movie script. Connect facts to feelings, and they will stick forever. Technique 7. The Bento Box system. Organize your mind. You know those Japanese bento boxes? The lunch boxes where everything has its own little compartment? Nothing touches everything is neat and beautiful. You need to treat your brain like a bento box. A lot of stress comes from having a messy mind. You're trying to learn everything at once, and it's chaotic. You need to compartmentalize. Create specific boxes for your learning. Have a designated time just for reviewing mistakes. Have a designated section in your notebook just for new formulas. When you open the vocabulary box in your brain, don't worry about the grammar. Focus entirely on that one compartment. This organization lowers your anxiety. When you know where everything is stored, you don't panic. You feel calm, in control, and ready to learn. Technique 8. Numbering. Structure your thoughts. Here is a simple trick that changes everything. The brain loves numbers. It loves lists. It hates big walls of text. Japanese learners often break complex ideas into numbers. Instead of trying to memorize a huge paragraph, tell yourself, there are 3 main points here. Point A, point B, point C. When you number things, you give your brain mental hooks to hang the information on. If you know there are supposed to be 3 points, and you can only remember 2, your brain instantly knows it's missing something and starts searching for it. It turns memory into a checklist. So, whenever you study, ask yourself, how many points are in this section? And number them. Technique 9. Kanji coding. Visualize the meaning. In Japan, they learn kanji characters, which are basically pictures that represent words. This trains the brain to think visually. You might not be learning kanji, but you can use the same principle. Don't just look at a word as a bunch of letters. Code it into an image. If you're learning the concept of liberty, don't just spell it. Picture the Statue of Liberty or a bird flying out of a cage. We evolved to remember sights and dangers, not text. So, turn everything you learn into a visual symbol. If you can see it in your mind's eye, you can recall it. This is how to study like a pro. You turn your textbooks into a gallery of images. Technique 10. The 1000 times rule. Embrace the grind. And finally, we have the mindset that ties it all together. The 1000 times rule. This is about grit. It's about not giving up when things get hard. Sometimes, you're going to forget, you're going to fail, and that is okay. The 1000 times rule means if I have to repeat this word 1000 times to get it into my head, I will. I won't complain, I won't say I'm stupid, I'll just do the rep. Repetition is not a punishment, it's training. Every time you forget and have to relearn, you are building a pathway. Stop looking for a shortcut and fall in love with the process. If you are willing to repeat something as many times as it takes, you become unstoppable. So, here is the bottom line. You don't have a bad memory, you just need a better strategy. You now have the toolkit, active recall, spaced repetition, Kaizen, and the grit to keep going. This is your mental revolution. Stop studying like a passive student and start training like a memory master. If you found value in this video and want to level up your life and language skills, please smash that like button, it really helps the channel out. And don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson from Learn English with Jennifer. I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning, keep growing.